What's up, everybody? This is the T.O.P, the Outsiders Podcast. We are on episode 7. This is March 20th. We're going to talk today about bracketology in wrestling. But first, I want to go ahead and start off and say thank you again to the fans. I wanted to jump in and tell you guys that, you guys are great. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube. Thank you for listening on iTunes, Podomatic. But as we roll with the times and as we put more content out there, all we ask is that you keep telling your friends, keep telling your family, keep spreading the word, subscribe on YouTube, listen on Podomatic and iTunes.
Tell your boss.
Tell your
teacher. Tell whoever. Listen.
Tell they bitches.
Tell your moms.
Yeah, tell your moms. Yeah, every mom, right?
You know I love the moms.
Yes, you do.
Also, before I introduce our boys, we have our WrestleMania Live show coming up, pre-show, April 2nd, 1 o'clock, Mountain Standard Time. Be there or be fucking square.
Idiots if you're not there.
I can't tell you guys how excited for the show I am, guys. Like, I am so pumped and juved. So, if you guys are there, man, go ahead, send some Q&As, man.
Yeah.
That'll be the first time they get to see our ugly mugs in fucking person. It's crazy.
Maybe I might wear a bag over my head still.
Yeah, you can wear a bag. I'll wear a bag. I don't give a shit.
Bag it and tag it.
So as you can hear, I'm here with Tommy, Guns, and JG.
What up?
What up?
We're going to get into some wrestling bracketology. It is March Madness, so we created something called March Macho Madness. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wearing my Macho Man t-shirt,
R.I.P.
which works out. Yeah.
If you guys can only see how fresh this is, let me describe it to you. We got a solid gray shirt in black imprint.
It's like pixelated.
Macho Man's face, just pixelated in there, wearing the Macho Man Randy Savage do-rag.
and the classic, 80s style M-frame Oakleys.
Yep.
Solid. Giving the lip. Giving the
That's it.
The lip he gave Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah. Smashing it out. I did listen to his thing on YouTube, his
rap
album.
Was that nuts or what?
Who was the dude he gave a shout out to that was like his best friend? Oh shit, I can't remember. It was
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
It was like somebody who died or something. He's like, I want to give a shout out to my man.
Macho rapping Randy Savage.
Hashtag Pofo. All right, so what we did is anytime in March Madness basketball, it's all broken up by conference, right? Or division. Am I stupid?
It's like Northeast, Northwest, Southeast,
Region. That's fair. What we decided to do is break it up in generation. So we have 1983 to 1995 in one. We have 1996 to 2006 in another. We have 2006 to 2012. And then we have 2012 to 2017, which is current state. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to break down each matchup one for one until we come out with a winner. And please, 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 as you're hearing this, send our comments, subscribe, go to YouTube, listen to the podcast. You'll see our faces soon enough, so ladies, stop juicing. It's okay.
Yep, stop being Kelly.
It is in, right? I found that out.
It is in. But hey, guys, and as well as that, hey, don't be afraid to tell us what you guys think as well. Because, we're not only here for us, we're here for you guys.
Absolutely. So, why don't we start off 1983 to 1995? Now, we're talking about middle of regional wrestling, right?
Like NWA, AWA.
Midwest, Mid-South, all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. And moving into WWE, finally dominating that portion. So
Vince McMahon taking over.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan telling, I don't remember who he was with, Vern Gagne to fuck off.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he gave Vern the middle finger before Stone Cold made it cool.
So we don't really have a lot of territory wrestlers in here. We're basically starting WrestleMania 1 on. It's fair? We did mix in a little bit of TNA in some places, WCW, WWE, so we have the main guys. We didn't want to put on a bunch of jobbers, and you're not going to see Gilbert in this list.
Come on now, Gilbert.
No Barry Horowitz.
No
Louis Spicoli.
Yeah, right. No Glenn Gilberti. Fuck you, Disco.
And unfortunately, no Das Wonder Kid.
We got JG a little upset over that one, don't we?
Yeah, well, it's okay.
He was good. He was a good dancer, though. Him and
Sweet
Disco could have had a
moves.
dance
Those moves
off,
were
but
fire.
if we're not doing a dancing bracket, we're doing a wrestling bracket.
You never know. On the live show, it might be Das Wonder dancing.
This is Alex Wright, the German. Das sind
Blitzkrieg.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, so let's start off with our first match. Ranked number 1, of course, 1983 to 95, Hulk Hogan, right?
Yep.
He is going again against number 16 ranked Lex Luger. What do you guys think about this matchup?
I'm personally, it's Hogan for me because the way I remember it in the time bracket from 83 to 95, Lex Luger was the guy that Vince brought in to take Hogan's place, like with the Lex Express and all that stuff. And Hogan's the guy that put WWF then on the map.
He got a lot of recognition after he went to WWE, but people forget this dude was fighting in WCW prior to that. He was still they had like a pay-per-view, it was like Summer Heat or some shit, 89 or he was still in there fighting with those guys in WCW. Popped ship over to WWE where he got famous for being the narcissist and all that shit, and then popped back over. But 95 is like right where he went back over to WCW.
Yep. It was the first Monday Nitro that was from Minnesota. He made his
Mall of America.
Yep, because he was like at a pay-per-view on that Sunday or something like that, and then he gave Vince the middle finger and showed up at WCW the next day. But honestly, I put Hulk Hogan over Lex Luger.
Real easy for me. It's going to be Hulk. Also, another negative for Lex Luger on my end. His first walk into the Mall of America, he's wearing a white blouse. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He was
like the Jerry Seinfeld blouse episode.
Oh God! Oh, where he was like a Shakespeare type style, right?
Yeah.
What the heck is he doing here? And Bischoff's like high pitched voice. Get him off the camera. Get him off. I'm Hulk all the way. Obviously, you're talking about WrestleMania 1 to WrestleMania 10, 11. He was there pretty much the whole time, main eventing every goddamn WrestleMania. Except for 8, right? Or no, it was him and Sid who,
Yep.
9 he went because he took over Brett's place.
Yep.
Yeah. That was in Vegas or something, right? One at Caesar's Palace where they had like a double...
I still got that on VHS.
Yeah, dude.
It's probably starting to wear out by now, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Hulk, number 1 ranked, advances to the second round. Next one, early Undertaker versus the man, Razor Ramon.
I'm going to lead this one off, fellas. Going in.
Can I say something real quick, JG? Are you okay that I rank Taker 8 over Razor's 9? Is that okay with you?
It's a little frustrating, but I can understand him, man. I'm not a hugest fan of Razor being the underdog in this situation, but it's only a seed point off. It's not like you ranked him 4 versus 13 or something along those lines. So, we can definitely deal with this. For me, you guys know it's really easy. We're mottoed from the outsiders. Y'all know how I feel about Razor all day. Razors. Who's going to stop the Razor's edge? The Tombstone's nice. The Dead Man's a beast.
Yeah, but you're talking
what
about...
you gonna do with a toothpick in the face?
You're talking about early Undertaker, like to the point where everybody thought he was going to kill somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
But early Undertaker, we remember early Undertaker with Paul Bear, but do you remember the first rendition when it was Brother Love or someone that brought it in,
Yeah.
So I'm with JG on that one in this bracket right now. I go with Razor because the early Undertaker really, he didn't really get my attention until...
What? Dude, early Undertaker won his championship against Hulk Hogan, the number 1 ranked guy.
It's still Razor for me, dude.
If you guys are going Razor, then I have no choice. It's 2-1. I would have taken Taker, but Razor it is.
Razor, you hear that? You better give us a shout out, bro.
All right. The number 6 versus the number 12, Dusty Rhodes, number 6. Versus number 12, Andre the Giant. Now,
I'm going to go... You go ahead first.
I was just going to say, I have a feeling people are going to shit on this Andre pick because we ranked him 12. Yeah, Andre had WrestleMania 3. He had all these big spots, but you don't forget, we're talking about from then to 95. Andre had major health issues in between then. Wasn't really a big part of it.
Didn't he die in 93? Wasn't it 93 that he passed away or something like that?
It was 93 or 94.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead, Tommy.
I'm like the fact that Andre had won. Like the big moment I know with Andre was WrestleMania 3 Hogan. So I'm going with Dusty, and just on the fact he nothing bad about Dusty. I've always liked the American Dream. Even when I first remember watching Dusty Rhodes he was just a commentator for WCW.
Yeah.
And then I started doing more research and those freaking singlets were the shit. So I'm going Dusty, man.
All right. Not taking anything away from the Hall of Famer, Andre the Giant, obviously. He was an amazing talent, and he was something that you don't really see every day. So in that respect, I'd like to pick Andre. But Dusty had a more formidable career. He won a lot of great titles, a lot of great matches for those titles. It would be Dusty for me, too. How about you, JG?
Guys, we're going to go ahead and just make this a clean sweep here. I'm going to go Dusty, man. People forget when he worked them territory days, man. I mean, he was really something else, man. I mean, that's before he got all big. I mean, he still had that phenomenal physique, the flowing blonde hair. I mean, Dusty was really at the height of his game. And shout out to What Culture. But I was watching What Culture, man, and it was 10 wrestlers who have bit their gimmick off somebody else. And you guys actually know Ric Flair bit his gimmick from
Absolutely.
Dusty.
Yeah.
He originally wanted to be called Ramblin' Ric Flair. So, I mean, that right there, if the man's giving a shout out to the man, then obviously we got to go with Dusty.
And plus with Dusty's, he's got his kids are still in the business, so he started a barely, but they're still there, So he started out something awesome.
How do you think Cody feels not getting the title when he's in a shitty promotion?
Hurting.
He's wishing he was still starting.
Did let Alberto come in on the first night and win it?
That's a slap in the face, but that's for later.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for a later show.
All right, number 4, Macho Man, number 4. Number 11's Ricky Steamboat. Now, I would have ranked Steamboat higher, but based on the sheer talent back in that time and what they called the golden age of wrestling, Steamboat still falls a little bit flat. Great in-ring technician, great wrestler, 5-star matches across the board all the time. But his presence wasn't really there as much as Dusty's or those guys.
He was there. You knew he was there.
And of course, Macho Man faced Steamboat in what's heralded to be one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time at WrestleMania 3. But given the bracket name and given the T-shirt, I got to roll with my man Macho Man.
You said it all right there, man. I can't say anything.
It's hard to deny that.
I can't deny Macho.
All I can say is, oh yeah.
So you're going for Steamboat?
Exactly.
Macho Man.
Exactly.
We got number 5, Roddy Piper versus number 11, Ultimate Warrior. Not going to explain the rankings there. We all know what Piper did early in WrestleMania, right? So, Tommy, what do you think about this one?
I'm a Piper guy. I've always liked Piper. I did, when you're younger, the Warrior's so awesome. He'd come out and, do the rope thing, run out, get all jacked up. But the more you look at it, he was a strong guy with a big body.
Garbage in the ring.
Yep. Sounds like somebody else I know.
From the Illuminati. But no, I'm going Roddy Piper, and he made wearing a kilt look badass, which it is badass. But
man, I'm gonna go ahead and steal this 1 second. I'm going Roddy Piper. It's real simple, man. I don't want Goldberg to be the champ now. I don't want the Ultimate Warrior to continue on in this bracket.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about Roddy Piper. Probably since I was a child, my favorite wrestler of all time. Every time I heard the bagpipes, I about shit my pants.
It was awesome.
I loved it. When he died, I wrote this huge article on my previous website, scuttlebuttsports.com.
Read it.
Yeah, it was just one of those heartfelt things. It was tough to see him go. Plus, I mean, not taking it out of wrestling, you can never find a more iconic catchphrase than "I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum."
Right, and speaking of Roddy Piper, this is throwing a little off topic, but I was YouTubing the other day, and I came across it was NWO Sold Out, where he was in Alcatraz for a week before the match. Holy shit!
I thought it was real. He sold that shit.
That was the shit, dude.
He sold it. This is a really good one. This is one of my favorite ones on here. All right, so the next one we have is one that I'm really excited about. It's a number 3 versus number 14. Number 3, Sting. Number 14, Shawn Michaels. You're talking about Intercontinental Champion heel Sherry Martel Shawn Michaels versus a guy named Sting who was whooping Ric Flair's ass up and down WCW winning titles.
Yeah, this is a ridiculous matchup right here.
It's tough though, like
This is icon versus icon, pretty much.
But this early Sting, still awesome. And this is right, like about the time where Shawn Michaels, late '80s, was it '90s or
early
when
90s.
he turned against Marty Jannetty.
That's
so I kind of
92.
Yeah, it's I've done this bracket like 6 times. And each time it changes, and right now it probably is going to change. But I'm going the Heartbreak Kid.
Oh,
I've
interesting.
always been an HPK guy, and I'm sticking with this one right now.
Over the Blonde Sting?
Any day, man.
Okay.
Any day over the Blonde Sting.
I'm going to hop in here, and we're going to make this difficult on Mr. Mean Thing. So, Mr. Tommy, I'm going to have to go with the Blonde Sting on this one.
God, he's got a Sophie's Choice right now, doesn't he?
Man, this is a hard one for me, man. I mean, man, that's one of my favorite moments of Shawn Michaels' career is through that era. But for me, I guess the thing that really put Sting a little bit over the top, man, is just the body he carried back then. I mean, it really was one of those California beach bodies.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like a former bodybuilder?
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Ultimate
With
Warrior.
Yeah,
Ultimate
he used to
Warrior.
bodybuild, so...
And that's the other reason is because Ultimate Warrior was junk, and we all know Sting is amazing with what he does. But I mean, I don't know. It's just something about Sting back then. I mean, I understand the Crow Sting had a big effect and really brought a lot more people to him. But by that time, I mean, people were already feeling Sting. So for me, it's going to be Sting on this one.
So, I've thought a lot about this one, and I agree with both of you. That era of Shawn Michaels was pretty incredible because really, when you think about it, it was the genesis of Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Man, and he was so good. But when I look back on Sting's career, Sting was getting put over by Flair, winning titles. Sting fucking had RoboCop.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
That was at SummerSlam or something, wasn't
No,
it?
it was Starrcade.
Starrcade,
Yeah. Sting was the only person who could compete against Vince McMahon's WWF at the time, even when Ric Flair was jumping shit back and forth. So for me, more impactful is Sting. So I'm going to roll with Sting.
Oh, my heart just breaks a little bit.
Shawn Michaels in 3 out of the 4 sections here.
So it's a good thing, HBK, I got you.
Yep. Whew. All right. Bret Hart, Yokozuna, 7. Bret Hart, 10. Yokozuna.
Oh God, I'm taking this one right away. Only thing about Yokozuna, he was a big guy, and he's part of the Holy Trinity family. We all know that, but
Illuminati.
he's part of the Illuminati. But fuck, man, it's Bret Hart all the way. I can't even say yes to Yokozuna at all because the only thing he had was the freaking off the top rope where he would sit on you.
Is this an easy one for you too?
Oh, real easy. I mean, this man's the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. I mean, the excellence of execution.
Yep.
It's the Hart all day.
Bret all day. Absolutely. Last one, number 2, Ric Flair to number 15. Ric Flair, number 2 to number 15, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Do you want to start this one off, one of you guys?
You go for it.
Man, all right. I'll go ahead and take this one, guys. Jake, man, I really loved seeing Jake in the ring. I don't know if maybe it was the DDT, the alcohol, the drugs, or maybe just the python itself, man. I mean, but I really enjoyed watching him in the ring. But to me, there's going to be nobody like Flair. I mean, who takes chops better than Flair? Come on, when he bounces out the corner, does the little drop to the ground, come on. And then when he's sitting there on his knees begging for you not to attack, like, it's going to be Rick all day for me.
Love Jake the Snake. One of my favorites of all time. Just like Stone Cold said, one of the greatest. How did he explain it?
In-ring technician.
Well, not only that, but he was so good on the mic that he didn't even have to shout. Like he was able to get his message across without.
He was cold and callous.
Exactly, without screaming, without getting heated. The mind games were better than Rick's, obviously, but Rick is Rick, right? He's the reason why wrestling. He's one of the very big reasons why wrestling is the way it is today. So I'm with Rick.
Well, I guess I'm a team player, so I'll go with Ric Flair. I had Jake the Snake, but I'm going with you guys.
That one was just about as tough for me as the Macho.
Wait, Tommy, try to sell me, man. Give me some of these
Come on
points
now.
on Jake the
Like,
Snake. That's the fun of this.
Jake the Snake, like, honestly, like, the figure 4, the finishing move with Ric Flair, awesome. The DDT, he was the originator of the DDT. Like, you can't, like,
Agreed.
he gave you the DDT, you knew you were going down. And then with the Snake, and just like Mean Dean just said, the mic work, that's what sold me. Like, he was just, he reminded me of that, like, you know, when your dad was pissed off at you, you know, and he would just not even say, he wouldn't even raise his voice. He would just say, just some shit, not even swear or nothing, just say something to you just so cold and callous. And that's why I want Jake the Snake, you know, because just everything, he was a total package.
I don't disagree with that. I looked at it more from a full generation perspective between those years, and it had to be Rick for me. Although I like Jake better at that point.
Era.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to the second round of this generation. We got at the top Hulk Hogan versus Razor Ramon. Now, personal feelings aside,
Yeah, get your chubby down, JG.
whether it be Hulk dropping M-bombs or Razor hitting that needle.
Or the bottle.
Or the Coke, the pills, the Quaaludes, everything.
Or the sex tape.
Or bottom.
For Hulk Hogan.
That was a wicked sex tape.
Okay, what?
Just saying.
You watch that shit?
What I could find.
Ugh.
I know. Hey, you inquiring minds gotta find out.
Did it look like a burnt pancake, like just on top of somebody?
It was like in like the part I saw was like it's so dark, but you're just like it's Hulk Hogan sticking it to somebody. Jesus Christ.
You just see the blonde hair with the pulse.
No,
you know, was he wearing his bandana?
No bandana.
Oh,
shit.
He's like, I can't believe I. Like,
how does he want anybody to see
Did he
him
say
like that?
Hulkamania is running wild?
Yeah.
Coming wild?
Yeah, it's probably better.
When he busted, did he go, brother? Anyway, Hulk and Razor.
I'll start this off. You know, it's so tough to say, but because I was a Razor guy, but personal feelings aside, this round I still gotta stick with Hogan because you still want to say your prayers, drink your milk, listen to mom and dad, all that happy stuff he was feeding us when we were still kids. So right now, this generation, Hogan.
Whew, this is a hard one. Okay, so first off, let me start off by saying, Razor, I love you, man. You know this. But on this, I'm gonna have to go Hogan as well.
What?
The man carried an industry. I mean, I want to find any reason to go.
Even
Razor.
during his
Let me give you a reason. Hulk Hogan between 83 to 95 basically ruled WWF, correct? Right.
Yeah.
That's fair. Let's talk about 92 to 95. Where was Hogan at? Roids, right? Lawsuits.
But he still didn't go nowhere after the raid.
Fight against the Taskmaster.
Yeah, fighting against the Taskmaster and the Doom? Dungeon of Doom or something.
Pushing the giant off of.
And what Razor was doing during that time
It's phenomenal.
was much better than what Hulk was doing at that time. So, because we're all playing devil's advocate, we're going to roll with Hulk because you guys got it, but my pick would have been Razor.
Oh, so all I had to do was say Razor. Oh, sorry I cost you the finals, Razor.
All right.
But I do understand that because Razor was kicking ass, man.
Yeah, and I mean, he was putting
people
a lot of work in. Yep.
And that ladder match with Shawn Michaels was the shit.
It was groundbreaking.
And he was like, for a guy that wouldn't even like normally get on the ladder, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't see him getting on the ladder.
Absolutely.
Cool.
All right, Dusty Rhodes and the Macho Man.
Can I just say this is definitely right here the matchup of personalities.
True.
I mean, man, you have two guys that are at the top of their games when it comes to personalities, charisma, energy. Wow.
Hey, let me talk to you, baby.
Oh, my God. And then I hear you say that, and, man, you just made my answer for me. I love the Macho Man, but I'm going to have to push for the Dusty on this, man.
Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
I don't have a problem either way, actually.
I'm neutral. I'm like Switzerland or Sweden or whatever they say. Whoever you two decide on, I'm going with that because you can't make pros or cons for either of them. They're both, you know what I'm saying? So it's just
Dusty, Macho Man. Now you got to pick.
Oh, Jesus. Oh God, I'm sorry, Dusty. Rest in peace, Macho Man. Rest in peace too. But I'm going Macho, dude. I gotta go. I gotta go Macho Man.
Ooh, that looks like
That's a
that's a good next match right there. All right, Dusty's out. Macho Man advances. Next, Rowdy Roddy Piper and the man they call Sting.
Piper.
Really?
Piper.
Over Sting? You're not a big Sting fan back then, are you?
No, not a big Sting guy back then.
Huh.
So I'm going Piper just because, like you said, like you hear the bagpipes, you want to get going. Like he had more of a personality than Sting, you know. Like
True.
He just,
That's true. At that time,
yeah,
probably.
and he seemed like he's just better, in my opinion. You know.
Interesting. What do you got, JG?
For me, it's gonna be Sting, man. I mean, Piper had Vince helping him along the way. Sting didn't. That's what makes the difference for me.
Sorry to shut you down, Tommy Guns.
Again.
But it would be Sting for
All
me
right.
as well.
Dude, no worries, man. We're brothers here.
I love Roddy, but Sting. Last match to go into the Sweet 16 for 1983 to 1995. Bret Hart versus Ric Flair. This is also a great matchup.
And it's like the battle of the finishing moves, you know, like the submission moves, dude.
Let's throw another wrench in here and say it's a submission match.
It's like you got to figure forward.
JG, you are having a hard time over there. Why don't you start off?
Oh man,
He looks like he's a kid who forgot to study for a test.
Oh, this is so hard right here for me.
Somebody get this full calculator.
It's a pop quiz, and JG didn't study.
This is extremely hard for me, guys. I mean, you have my fave of all time versus a man that
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Yeah, just transcended the way things should be, man. Just truly showed you how cool it was to be a heel.
And so a couple things you have to take into account. 1983 to 1995, Bret wasn't always around during that early time, right?
I know.
Okay.
Rick was.
But Bret's run from tag team championship to world championship was unbelievable.
Phenomenal. He did so much in so much littler time. For me, it's going to be Bret, man. I mean, it's pretty easy to get out of the figure four. It's not as easy to get out of the sharpshooter.
I'm going, oh, God. See,
not so
honestly,
easy, right?
It's not easy, man. It's not easy, and I love Bret Hart. You know, I love Ric Flair. For me, like, are we going like are we? This is just personal sides, personal issues aside, or I might get a little personal because I like seeing Rick on the mic more than I like seeing Bret.
Yeah, but we're talking about a submission match, not somebody talking.
But still, like, you can talk him to death. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Rick can do that.
Yeah, he can.
Sometimes
honestly, in a submission match, you got to go Bret. That figure four can be reversed. You get in the sharpshooter, you're good night, Charlie.
I would have loved to see Sting versus Ric Flair in the Sweet 16. Bret it is.
Yeah,
I don't disagree either way. Yeah,
Scorpion Death.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's start with that. Sting versus Bret, Sweet 16, Scorpion Deathlock versus Sharpshooter. If we're talking, and let's not make this a submission match, because we've said in earlier podcasts we'd go Sharpshooter over Scorpion Deathlock all day, right? So it's not anything like that. Sting versus Bret. Let's call it 1994, WrestleMania 11, Ric Flair versus Bret Hart for the championship.
For me and Bret, I love you, but I'm actually going to go with Sting with this. And the difference in the match for me is going to be the Scorpion or the Stinger Splash.
The Stingers. Oh, yeah, I was just going to mention that too because the height he got in those days was ridiculous.
Looks so explosive.
Yeah, I'm going to go Sting as well. Bret got hotter in 96 when we move on to the next one, but he also didn't.
Yeah.
I can't think of where it's going. I would go with Sting. I think you're absolutely right. Sting is way more explosive than Bret.
He had more, like, the crowd, when he would do that Stinger Splash, the crowd would go, like, Bret didn't have aerial moves.
As soon as he did the little holler in the air.
Woo! We got kiddos sleeping. Can't really
Sting has moved on to the Elite Eight. Another great matchup. Shout out back to WrestleMania 4.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan versus the Macho Man.
Is Elizabeth on the line?
Oh, please. Because then I know which way it's going.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not biased, but let's be real. You put Macho Man in a ring with Hulk Hogan, and Macho Man is going to fucking destroy him.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And I loved Hogan, but come on now, Macho Man.
Those leg drops don't last too long.
No.
Well, yeah, he's gonna need new hips and all that, So
Are we in agreement then?
Yeah. I think
Is
it's
it
that
Macho
way.
all the way?
it's Macho.
We're looking at a Macho Sting.
Macho Man and Sting in the final four, or in the Elite Eight. I am going to take this one. I'm thinking Macho Man. So tell me this: WrestleMania 8, Macho Man versus Ric Flair, right?
Yeah.
That it could have been a better match, but Macho Man was. It's not like he was losing any luster, right? It was like he was just sort of hitting his prime at that point. And Sting got pushed back because Hogan showed up, and for some fucking reason, the Taskmaster was like the guy on TV.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Macho Man. Drop that elbow, baby.
I'm going Macho too, man.
Ugh!
That elbow drop, man. Macho Man just from the moment you heard the music start to everything exciting. Like, do you remember Sting's original music?
Is that a trick question? Because no, I don't.
Yeah,
No.
you kind of if you heard Sting's original music, you would think nothing of it. You hear Macho Man's theme, you know it's Macho Man.
It's true. What were you gonna go with?
We're going Macho.
All right. Macho moves on to
With
the
the clean
final
sweep.
four. Good deal. All right, fellas. I want to skip the Attitude Era because that one's going to be a tough one. So let's roll on to 2006 to 2012. Number 1 ranked John Cena versus number 16 ranked Chris Jericho. And the reason why Jericho's ranked number 16 is because between 2006 and 2012, he was doing some Fozzy stuff. He was in and out. He was tag team champion with the Big Show for some fucking reason. I don't really understand.
Well, then don't you have to put John Cena up, move him on then? Because Chris Jericho wasn't there most of the time. John Cena was.
John Cena was the face that runs the place. Are we all in agreement then? Is it Cena
Yeah,
all the way?
Unfortunately so.
Mr. Make-A-Wish, you got
I mean, we got to figure that Jericho ranks much higher in. Jericho's not even on the one. Jericho's not even in the 2012-2017. Sorry, Jericho, we love you. Give us a shout out on your podcast.
We don't want to make the list.
Brother,
I wanna
I'm
make
gonna,
the-
Actually, I would like to make the list.
this next one, I'm going to go ahead and reach out to you first, Dean, because I know this tugs on your heartstrings. We got AJ Styles sitting at that number 8 and Samoa Joe sitting at that number 9. Who you got?
So it's tough to rank Joe 9 and AJ 8 for me because you guys know how I feel. I've mentioned it before 100 times. Turning Point 2007, all the knockdown dragouts with Joe and AJ. AJ was hotter. He was much hotter than Joe. Fuck, I'm with AJ on this one. That was a tough
Wow.
one. AJ was hotter.
If it snows tonight, that's why.
Hell froze over.
Hell just froze over. Jesus Christ. I'm going Styles. I'm a Styles guy. He can pure energy from the moment he gets in that ring to the moment he leaves. And Joe is fucking badass, but I'm more of a aerial guy and all that stuff. So Styles is more my style.
Before we go on, I'm not with Styles. I'm actually with Samoa. Let me go ahead and put a little point before we continue on here real quick. So, Tom, you say you're more of an aerial guy, right? Well, that's when Samoa Joe was running the X Division doing his most aerial moves.
True.
That's probably the most aggressive Joe we've seen, even continued with the Joe we see currently in the WWE system.
Right.
Well
This
played.
man was running through this X Division, and the Muscle Buster,
Didn't even.
phenomenal finishing
Yeah.
move at that time. And now it's so destroying, it's so deadly, the WWE don't even allow him to do it.
That's it.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
mean, I agree with you. He did do some crazy aerial moves, and it was cool for a big guy like that to do that. Yeah, but just based on the fact that AJ built TNA at that time, it's got to be AJ for me.
All right,
Plus
Styles moves
AJ
on.
Styles when he was in Fortune and all that stuff.
That was it was during Fortune, but it was also like pre-Fortune. It was pretty much that whole era. Yeah. Number 5, Triple H to number 12, Abyss. I mean, any WWE fan would be like, "Who the fuck's Abyss?" And I'd say, you go fuck yourself because you don't know anything. Basically, TNA's Undertaker.
I always think he's TNA's Mankind.
I always thought of Mankind with the
That's
mask
fair.
and all that stuff, you know?
Maybe
I
he's
get-
just the crossbreed.
I was thinking, yeah, maybe. I was thinking about size.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, he's definitely Taker size.
Got it. So, where are we at on this one?
Triple H.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, you can't.
This is
really-
kind of walk through match for him.
The only reason I picked this match was because H stopped wrestling around this
Yeah.
time. So a half-ass or a part-time Triple H is better than a full-time Abyss.
Yeah, unless this is an asylum match. If it's an asylum match, I'm going
with
Abyss all day.
the barbed wire bat and all that.
Oh
type.
yeah.
Got it.
Even Abyss when he was playing his brother character, you
Yeah.
know, like what was it, Chris Parks?
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Still awesome. Like he made a goofy guy look cool as shit.
Yeah.
We have a number 4, Edge, to a number 11, Mr. Anderson. This one's probably pretty easy too, right? Edge was white hot at this time. I mean, competing against Undertaker and Hell in the Cells and ladder matches.
Right.
Having sex with Lita in the ring.
Yeah,
Doing whatever he wanted. I'm
Is it-
rated R superstar all the way.
Yeah, rated R.
that
all the
one's a
way.
quick one. Props to Mr. Anderson, but Edge is the man.
I like Mr. Anderson the most when he was in that Aces and Eights. For some,
Gotcha.
like that was
Oh yeah.
This is a good one. 2006, so Twilight Shawn Michaels to CM Punk, early CM Punk, like long hair CM Punk.
You were tearing at my heart, dude. You know, we've talked about this. I've always liked HBK, always liked HBK, and I like CM Punk, but this is like retirement home Shawn Michaels. I hate to say it,
Well, it's hard to say retirement home when he's having 5-star matches with Taker
but-
at Mania.
but still, he's still in the back leg of his career. Honestly, I take Punk on this one because Punk was just coming out getting white hot. You know, I take Punk.
At this point in their careers, I'm gonna go Michaels.
Really? Talking
Yeah, man.
about experience over.
This is one of the rare occasions I'm gonna go with experience over anything else. And man, that super kick, man, it could just come out of anywhere. And you know what? To me, CM Punk's jaw isn't that sturdy, man. It
Sure.
might be made of glass.
Yeah,
I think we saw that like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
this is a tough one. 2013 was a pipe bomb. Am I correct in that?
Was it
All right,
2013?
then it's Michaels for me. Number 3, Taker, to number 14's Jeff Jarrett. TNA Jeff Jarrett. Not JRRETT riding in on a fucking horse looking like a Christmas tree or some shit.
Doing this.
All right.
That was fresh.
So can we say Taker will go over Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah,
There's not even a
discuss this.
There's no discussion needed.
That's fair. This is a really good one. It's one of my favorite ones. Rank Sting a little bit deeper on this list. We have a number 7, Kurt Angle, for a number 10, Sting. And again, we're talking TNA Kurt Angle and TNA Sting.
Shoot.
I'll start it off. Angle all day. Why? Because that dude came out, and not only did he start the main event Mafia, which was kind of a joke, but it was still cool to see, right?
It was so awesome.
See Kevin Nash, Booker T, Scott Steiner, Sting. Yeah, I mean all those guys.
all in their
running it,
pimped
right?
out sunglasses and
Yeah,
suits. And
Absolutely. But Kurt Angle's first rivalry was with Joe. Then he went on to AJ, and he just went down the ranks. At one point, him and Joe had a match, and Joe came out with 3 different types of belts on him, and Kurt Angle had like 3 different types of belts. Kurt Angle had New Japan World Title in TNA during that time as a world title for TNA. So it's Angle for me.
I was gonna say Angle too. Just he's a workhorse and he's freaking
Sure.
so explosive.
Clean sweep on this one, fellas.
Good deal.
Angle all day.
Last one, number 2 to a number 15. Randy Orton's number 2. Jeff Hardy's number 15.
I'll start this one off. I mean, Randy all day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I mean,
The
come
Viper.
come with that swanton off the top rope. You're just gonna catch that RKO.
Yeah, he's gonna hit you like he hit Seth Rollins at WrestleMania a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
You know what I miss? I miss the head kick.
Oh, me too. God, do I? The punt.
Yeah.
Loved
They
it.
outlawed that, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Because it could be.
Well,
Into-
and it sucks that Vince took it too because he took it hard and he's like, let's not do that anymore.
Yeah, like no, that was a bad decision with my life.
And
Right.
I loved Randy Killer Randy Orton too. Legend Killer
Yeah.
Randy Orton.
Yeah, me too, man. Favorite one still to this day.
All right. Jumping into the second round. Cena versus AJ Styles. One we've seen recently. Actually, they've been pretty decent matches too. I don't know. If I had to start this off, 2012 Cena to AJ, that's a tough one. I don't know if AJ could have held the match that he did back then that he did now with Cena. So, shit. I'm going to pick AJ anyway. I think Cena was just slowing down at this point.
I'm going AJ as well.
I'm taking basically Cena and Miz's WrestleMania 27 versus AJ and Sting's Bound for Glory. Like, I'm just going that. So I'm going AJ.
I'm going AJ.
Just make it a clean sweep here, fellas.
Triple H versus Edge, that's a pretty good one. We never really got too much of that at that time.
I don't think we did. Like,
I think we did
maybe a match
earlier Edge we did.
Yeah.
But not rated R Superstar.
Was that like when he was with the Brood and all
No
that?
shit, he did.
It was
rated RKO, I think, did face Triple H at one point or
when
something.
it was Evolution, like, was it Evolution versus our...
No.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It was when he was with DiBiase and...
You know, I'm just gonna go Edge on this one. Triple H wasn't around as much. He wasn't having the best matches. I mean, he was beefing with Sheamus. So I'm going Edge on this one.
I'm straight up with you. I'm right there. Edge all day. I mean, this man was white hot at this time. I mean, to be honest, there wasn't too many people above Edge in the game.
He could still probably put on a good match, you know?
Yeah, for sure. All right, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. We saw that twice in a row at WrestleMania.
Oh, boy.
I'll take this one first. The good thing about this match, it's outside of WrestleMania, so I'm taking Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
We having the showstopper stop the show and give the dead man his exit out of this bracket.
Okay.
I like that. I'm going HBK too. So.
I'm good with it. Angle versus Orton. This did occur one time. ECW's One Night Stand.
Oh shit!
It was the 2006 version, not the first one, but the second one where RVD won the title. Angle was out there punking out Orton, and that's when Orton was doing his like preppy boy shit, and like he was
jeans and sandals,
the pretty guy. Yeah.
Then you gotta go Angle on that one.
Well, I don't know. JG's the one who's fighting on this one because he's a big Orton fan.
Man, fellas, for me, so don't take this wrong. Angle's phenomenal in the ring. But by that point, Randy had fully hit his stride. I mean, this man was putting on phenomenal matches. Yeah, he wasn't always the most inspired during his matches, so they weren't all 5-star. But I mean, even this man's not inspired, he still puts on 4-star matches. It's going to be Randy on this one. He catches him with the Angle Slam, or he catches Angle out of reverse and out of the Angle Slam with the RKO.
Okay, and you went with Angle?
I went with Angle.
I thought Angle was hotter than Orton, so I'm going to go Angle. Moving Angle up to the Sweet 16 versus Shawn Michaels, one of the greatest. Another entry for the greatest WrestleMania match of all time.
Oh God!
That's right, I forgot all about it.
Yeah, well, how could you?
I'd be forgetful sometimes.
Well, I don't appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
Whoa, now, fellas. Let's get back to the bracket.
For me, I'm gonna go Angle.
Okay.
It's just the point that Shawn was kind of on that downward slope rather than the uptick.
Got it.
I'm taking Angle too.
All right. Angle it is. I agree. AJ Styles versus Edge. That's a good one. Rated R Superstar versus the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Styles. I like Styles. I just think because
I feel like today's Styles would have been able to beat Edge, but I feel like Edge would have found a way to win dirty
when he was rated R.
But I don't think Edge would have had the talent level to get over on AJ. You know what? I'm gonna go with AJ too. Are you not feeling that one?
Hey, obviously the 2 out of 3 wins. But I would have picked Edge in that one, guys. I mean, at that time, man, I think the thing with AJ on this is we're putting the AJ we're seeing now. We're not remembering what he truly was then. A very inexperienced. I mean, honestly,
true.
He had a lot of boring matches back then. It's just Edge had the charisma. At that time, he had the personality already. He had one of the best spears ever.
Oh, God.
And I mean, if AJ would have got hit with that spear, he would have literally been broken in half.
Oh, that's true. All right, so that puts AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle. Great matchup already. 2006 AJ Styles versus 2006 Kurt Angle. How tough is this one?
For me, pretty simple. Actually, crazily enough, I'm gonna go Angle.
No shit.
I'm going Angle.
You're
in
going
this.
Angle.
Is it because of the ankle lock submission and all that stuff, or just?
Yeah, man. So for this one, my deciding factor is going to be the ankle lock because that's the point when he
AJ
started
would get caught,
locking
yeah.
down on the ankle lock and dropping into it.
AJ'd go for like a kick.
Yeah, he'd go for the Pele and
He'd
get
go
caught.
for Pele. Yeah, the Pele angle, catch it. Good night, Charlie.
Who you rolling with?
I'm going Angle.
Angle it is. I'm okay with that.
Ooh, what a
So we
matchup
are
on that
talking
side.
about Final Four Macho Man versus AJ or Macho Man versus Kurt Angle. What a fucking match that's going to be.
Wow.
All right, we are almost hitting our hour mark now,
Gee, man.
and we haven't even gotten to the other side.
You guys get extra entertainment.
So, me, DJ, G, Tommy,
Yo, yo.
we top, you bottom, we out.
Peace.